One of the giants of American broadcasting, Larry King, has died. He was 87. Larry King is best known for hosting a nightly talk show on CNN, which ran for 25 years. He was being treated in hospital after testing positive for COVID-19. Daniela Ralph looks back on his life.
For more than 60 years, he interviewed everybody who was anybody.
Tonight, the legendary Liza Minnelli on marriage. Would you marry again?
Are you nuts?
Oscar winners.
Start spreading the news. The legendary Liza Minnelli is here.
Tonight, exclusive
Presidents.
candid conversation with President George W. and Laura Bush from the White House.
You ever get you to say, maybe I was wrong?
The decision to remove Saddam Hussein was the right decision.
Not friends anymore.
If you were in the public eye, you came to the court of Larry King.
Were you with the president at times when intimately, and he would also be conducting affairs of state? The story that he was on the phone talking to congressmen?
Yes.
It's the witching hour, Miami Beach's Midnight Flyer program.
Born in Brooklyn, he rose to fame in his 20s as a disc jockey in Florida, spoofing his role in this 1960s TV crime series based in Miami.
Hey, creep.
From the nation's capital, you're listening to The Larry King Show.
By the 1970s, he was broadcasting his late-night radio show, Coast to Coast.
Across the United States, this is the Larry King Show, coast to coast on Mutual Arts.
Preferring not to prepare too much for an interview and simply let the conversation unfold.
I like spontaneity. That's the kind of broadcaster I am. I'm coming on the air, saying good evening. My guest tonight is, I have no idea what that question's going to be.
5 great reasons to check out Larry next week.
In the 1980s, King joined a new 24-hour TV news station, CNN, gently probing everyone from Donald Trump.
Rumblings in the Trump camp point as far as the presidency. Could the Manhattan magnate be eyeing the White House, or is he just calling a bluff?
I have no intention of running for president, but I'd like the point to get across that we have a great country, but it's not going to be great for long if we're going to continue to lose $200 billion a year.
When the man says, and now...
To Frank Sinatra.
I tremble every time I take the step and I walk out of the wing onto the stage, because I keep thinking to myself, I wonder if it'll be there.
After leaving CNN, those famous braces could be seen until recently on Larry King Now.
They go, cut, cut. What is she doing?
His new talk show was criticised for being syndicated on the Russian-sponsored TV network RT.
People don't expect you to be sitting at certain board tables.
You sense that.
But with guests like Oprah, Larry King proved that even in his 80s, he still had unrivaled pulling power.
The US broadcaster and talk show host Larry King, who's died at the age of 87. Well, earlier I spoke to Pat Piper, who produced Larry King's radio show for 10 years and co-wrote several books with him.
He was high maintenance, but it was good high maintenance, if that makes sense. As you noted earlier, he wouldn't prepare for anything. And just a quick story, my first day with him, someone had booked Frederick Forsyth, who had written a 400-page book. And I said, here you go, you can read it, and he'll be on in 2 days or something. Larry threw the book back at me and said, I have no need to read the book. And I thought, okay. And he says, the audience hasn't read the book. Why should I read the book? And I thought, I'm dealing with a genius, or I'm dealing with the laziest person on earth. I was dealing with a genius.
But was that maddening for you, or did you actually just come to respect it and thought, this is the way Larry works?
Yeah, I did. Another quick story, we were in Los Angeles doing the live show, which it was. There was, as you know happens, a canceled guest. I got Tom Petty, who was going to go out on tour, the rock and roller, to come in, and Larry's looking, he was watching TV. He was looking at the Baltimore Orioles losing again, which is, he's focused on baseball. He's going to be live on the air to 360 radio stations in 3 minutes. So that's kind of what you're dealing with. So I give him the list. I say, here's what we're doing tonight. And he goes, who the hell is Tom Petty? And I said, well, he's in a rock and roll band. They're going on tour. Good. All I need to know. And he did an hour interview, and it was fun. And Petty came up to me later and said, that was a great interview. I was answering questions I never thought about. And I thought, man, if you only knew.
So I guess that means he really listened to his interviewees, because otherwise how else would you sustain an hour?
That is exactly right. It was a conversation, and he's naturally curious anyway. He used to say, I don't learn when I'm talking. And I thought, that's really deep, but that's how he operated.
Pat Piper there, who produced Larry King's radio show for 10 years.